Welcome to the first ever WMT race. We are here in Essington and it's going to be good. Kettle on pole from Buckshot. And we're racing. Kettle gets off the line well enough from Buckshot, collection of Jones and Lemons as we head in towards turn 1. Kettle, Buckshot goes to the inside, he's got the lead. From Kettle and Leshiov, then Musselberger, Jones, Lemons is there. As they pile through the opening couple of corners. And now you can see Leshiov trying to make the move on Kittil, with Musselberger just behind. Up the inside. Now Musselberger tries to go to the outside as they come round the bend and onto the stretch, but he stays ahead. As they run through here, up the inside goes Musselberger, but he can't make the move. That gets forced to the outside, and that won't end anywhere. And now Jones joins in this fight. Shark leading Kittil, and then there's the Leshiov train with Musselberger, Jones in there, and then a slight gap back to Levens, and then Watson, Jones, the other Jones that is. Leshiov is there, then Musselberger, here comes Saffron Jones. Trying to get past Musselberger, won't do it there. That comes under a bit of pressure from Lemons as they come out the final corner at the end of the first lap, although it is an 18-minute race, so it doesn't matter as much with laps. And Shark is the leader from Kittil in second, then Leshiov, Musselberger, Jones. Watson is there with Jones. Lemons drops back to 8th, so I'm not sure if he had a moment at the final corner. Rather like what happened to Lemons. So, was behind Jones and then comes off the final corner and just couldn't get the power down. So they've dropped to 8th. Now might be losing out to Zhong Hu, who goes up the inside and takes P8. So Lemons drops from 6th to 9th in a matter of a straight. As we have Omari in the pits. So what has happened to Omari? He has no front wing, that's obvious, but how? And this is what happened with Omari, so they all bunched up and it was Valladolid and Powell in the head, and then Valladolid slipped off the racing line and nowhere ready for him to go, so that's his race done. See now Delano trying to get past Lemons for 9th. Let's see as they run up the hill when he goes to the inside, when he goes to the outside. Doesn't do anything in the end. We'll go back up and watch Musselberger trying to get ahead of Leshiov for 3rd. Goes to the inside. Will he commit? No. And now he's forced to play a waiting game. He's got 15.5 minutes to make this move. There is certainly no rush, but it would be nice to try and get after the leading 2. See, running through this twisty and hard to overtake in final sector. With a lot of back and forth. There's no real place for you to get momentum and settle up the inside or on the outside if you're brave enough. And Leshiov's actually built up a gap through that sector, so he's done his job well. So we'll look back and see Galano trying to go right round the outside on Zhong Ho. Then goes to the inside. What a move from Galeno. So they were all fighting. So he gets past Levens. And then right round the outside on Zhong Ho. That then becomes the inside line. But then Zhong Ho gets the advantage. But then he absolutely commits to the move. Goes right round the outside. What a move from Galeno. That's P8. Great move. Right round the outside. Full sending it. As Kittil just does the fastest lap of the race, so you obviously don't get points for that. Zhong Ho's going to come back at Galeno into turn 1 here. Goes to the inside, and we take P8. So Galeno's wonder move lasted all of about a straight in terms of significance. Then Camille running out the top 10. Sang-Hun is there with Lemons, who's now dropping well down the field. Moab Hutsu is there with Moritze, Solario, Powell. So we look further back. Someone locked up, couldn't tell who. But Shark leading, Kittil is coming though. And then Musselberger, who got ahead of Leshiov. So let's have a look what he did here. Also, Leshiov just came off the corner poorly. And now joining in this fight is young Saffron Jones. Who I do believe might be the only female driver on this grid this year. But I'd have to fact check that as she goes to the inside. Or Leshiov doesn't commit to the move. Now she's going to go up the inside of the next corner. And Saffron Jones, can she get off the corner? Then that becomes the outside. Leshiov's got the advantage, but she's sticking in there. But Leshiov now closes the door, and that's P4 still for Leshiov. Trying not to let the floodgates open and slip further down the field. We look further back, and we can see a fight here for outside of the points. 13 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, and we can see Moritze trying to get ahead of Levens, who at one stage was fighting in the top 5. Now that race is very much disappeared. They're not going to get any points probably. As we look further up the field, and we can see Kittil has got McShark right where he might want him. Oh, Cheryl retired. So Cheryl becomes the first retirement of the season. I don't like what happened to them because obviously they were probably further down the field. Ah, engine went. That's what I saw earlier. I saw something. It wasn't a lockup, it was Cheryl's engine. And they were at the back anyway, but still. As we see Kittil chasing down McShark, he's got a nice run through this section of the track. Could we see a change in the lead? Kittil chasing down McShark. And he's going to go for it. Does the old switcheroo. Beautiful stuff from Kittil. Up the inside. And he gets the move. McShark coming back to the inside though. Kittil going to stick it up round the outside. That then becomes the inside. Great racing back and forth. And Kittil has got just the advantage. McShark's going to try and come back. But Kittil has shut the door. Beautiful overtake for Kittil. He went to the outside, then did the old switcheroo. Went back up the inside. Fully sent it. And got the place. But McShark, if there's anything sharks are known for, that is being aggressive motherfuckers who don't care about the consequences of their actions. So I get the feeling he might be coming back at Kittil in a second. Meanwhile, their fighting has now dragged back in Musselberger, Leshiov, and potentially even Jones into this fight. But as they cross the line with about 12 minutes 15 to go, Kittil leads McShark. Musselberger completes the podium from Leshiov, Jones, then the other Jones. Watson, Jong-Hu, Gallardo, Camille, Sang-Hun, Muraputsa. Then Moritze. Levens is falling down the field. Then Velarde's Calario, Power, Montcalm, Stouthouse, Mariam Gamaiwas, Adio, Dos Santos, Al-Azmi, Rodriguez, Ardvinson, Omari, obviously had to put Shera DNF. So they're all kind of spaced out in front right now. But we'll see as Leshiov is now beginning to make a move. But for the lead, McShark has closed up on Kittil and has got a nice run. Well, they go to the inside. McShark goes to the inside, too far back to make the move. Thought about it, but now that's completely compromised his run throughout the rest of that sector. And now Kittil's got a 6-10 lead. And then he gets a really poor run off there, McShark. Looked like he lost the back end. And now that gap's increased to 1.3 seconds. So, as Solario is our next retirement, and that's a recent one. Is that another engine issue? Or has he just had a problem somewhere? Comes to the corner, and that's a mechanical failure of some sort. Thankfully gets to the grass, gets out of the way, and that's his race done. We'll focus on these top 5 who are fighting for possession of Musselberger's out. Something mechanically broken with the car. And that's Musselberger from the podium out of the race. And that's now just changed the whole complexion of the podium fight as Al-Azmi is also gone. He's had a mechanical failure of some sort. A lot of mechanical failures in this race so far. But Musselberger from the podium has gone. Well, it certainly is junior racing with all these retirements due to mechanical issues, that's for sure. I wonder if Mechachrome have got in on this somehow. As we see further through the field, we can see Watson getting a nice run on Jack Jones. This is the 5th place. Watson's going to go to the outside. Jones has now got momentum back, but Watson's going to commit. That then becomes his inside. They're wheel to wheel. Right round the outside is Jones. Watson's got the inside. Jones is going to be able to stick in there if he can. Dos Santos is in the pits. He's had an issue somewhere. Watson's now going to have to commit to the outside. Jones has got the inside. Who's brave on the brakes? It is Watson, but he gets slightly forced off the racing line. Then he's got the inside. Back end kicking out on him. Jones committing. Zhong Ho joins the fight. Watson gets the place, but what can Zhong Ho do? The man from Taiwan, which many would consider not even a real country, so many have to question whether or not this man really exists. But right now he's in P7 and hunting down both Watson and Jones, but he's lost momentum to those two. Nine minutes 15 to go, so we're about to hit halfway. As you can see on your left hand side, Shera Calario, Al-Azmi and Musselberger have all DNF'd. Gavaiwas, DeSantos and Amari have been in the pits at some stage, as Zhong Ho is now hunting down Jones for 6th, which is what we're following here. Watson just ahead of them. Been a great race so far, mostly clean and fair racing. But we'll see what happens with 8 minutes 52 to go. As now Jones gets a nice one on Watson. Won't make the attempt there, but we're going to go back up to the fight for the podium. Saffron Jones is attempting a move on Leshiov. Doesn't get it done. But how much is their fighting going to help the others in behind? Oh, that corner, nice one from Jones. But has completely lost the move through that next part of the track. As Zhong Ho got ahead of Jones at some point. This is how he did that. Up the inside and through he goes. So, there we go. 8 places Camille, then Galaro, Sanghumbo, Putzer, and Maritze. And then Lemons, Powell there. Oh, and that's all out of shape, and that's a spin. And that's bad news for Caleb Powell. So, what happened to Powell? So, he went for the move on Valerides. Was up the inside. So he got the place, but he just outbroke himself, and there was no end for him to get grips with, and that's him slipping down to 16th now. So that's the risk and reward factor of an overtake. On perfect illustration there. As Jones has got 3rd. So how did she get 3rd? Leshiov was 3rd easily at this stage. And then just had no grip out the final corner, and through goes Jones up into the podium spots ahead of Leshiov. But let's see if Leshiov responds. With 7:45 to go. We'll see what Leshiov can do. Trying to get back at Jones. And that's an engine problem, and I think it's for Zhong Ho. Yes, it is. Zhong Ho has got an engine problem, so he'll be retiring at some point. Jones is going to breeze past him because obviously Zhong Ho's got compromised engine power now. But that's the end of the race for Zhong Ho. So it appears as if the CCP has caught up to him eventually. There's now Leshiov trying to make the move. Won't happen there. Let's see. That's kind of extended Zhong Ho struggling as you would expect with that engine issue. And I think Rodriguez has had his retirement. Yes, he has. But he was towards the back anyway. But McShark is closing down a Cotil. 6:33 to go. Shark chasing down Cattell. 3rd is Jones. Leshiov is 4th. Trying to get back into the podium spot. And Watson, Jones, Zhong Ho, but he's got engine issues, so he'll be retiring at some point. Unless he can somehow drag that car to the end. But let's see. Shark's coming back for the lead. Won't happen there. Oh, that's a bad run for McShaw. Jones has currently held off Lesyov, then Watson, Jones, Camille. Jong Ho still struggling, and that might end up dragging Sang-Ho and Gallardo into a fight with just over 5 minutes to go. Jong Ho struggling. Here comes Gallardo to the inside, and through he goes. And up into 8th, but to be fair, Jong Ho's not going to give this up without a fight. Comes back to the inside, even with his engine issue, but Gallardo's just got more power. And so has Sang-Hun. And so probably has Malaputsa. So, frustrating time for Jong Ho. He's in a good position, but there goes the engine. Let's see if Malaputsa can clear off Jong Ho. We're actually going to now focus on the fight for 8th place, Gallardo versus Sang-Hun, as Adio has retired further down the field. 11th, by the way, who was up in 6th at one point, has dropped down to dead last, ignoring those who have pitted due to issues with the car. Jong Ho is continuing to drop, and now he's got Moritze for cover. This is for 11th. There we go. Sang-Hun dropped off the back of Gallardo. And we have 3 minutes 40 to go. And it is the leading two of Kittil and McShark. That's been the leading two the entire race. Jones is 3rd, that's Saffron. Lesyov is 4th, then Watson, then comes the other Joan of Jack. Then Camille, Gallardo, Sang-Hun, Malaputsa, Moritze, Jong Ho, and he has finally gone. Jong Ho, and his race is over. His engine's finally giving up on him. And that's a bad way for his race to end, as we at the back of the field have Lemons with some damage to the front of his car. So not sure what happened there, but further down the field anyway. But here we go for the lead. McShark gets out of shape, and that's the move going. We'll see what Lesyov can do on Jones. Similar kind of story. But McShark's got back to Kittil. 2 minutes 50 to go. And now they move into the tight and twisty final sector. But he has lost a lot of time, so we're going to go focus on the fight for 5th between Watson and Jones. But then Jones has lost time. So it's hard to follow on this track due to all the tight twisty turns and the dirty air and all that nonsense. 2:24 to go. So I reckon we've got 2 more laps of racing. Kittil leading McShark, but who will come out on top of the line, I have no idea. And McShark's lost a lot of time through there. Oh, that's a big incident involving Melendez. So what happened here? Oh my god! So who had beat you? I couldn't tell. Oh, Sang-Hun. So what happened to Sang-Hun? So he was, yeah, P9. And then, oh, he's had a mechanical failure. And then Malaputsa really had nowhere to go. But then, I think he's tried to pull it over, and he's taken out Valerdes. And Staufhaus got in on the act. That's a big incident. Further down the field. But we now look to the front, where Lesyov is trying to catch up to Saffron Jones, but we're going to go to the lead. McShark closes up to Kittil nicely. So Kittil's had a moment somewhere. About half the field now has been involved in an incident at some time this race, due to either a DNF or a pit stop. 1:25 to go. McShark hunting down Kittil. Oh, and he's lost the back end! And he somehow kept that out the wall. But McShark has thrown away the opportunity of catching up to Kittil. And that surely gives the win to Kittil, unless he has something dramatic on the final lap. So they start the final minute. So this is the final lap now. They are coming up to start. Catil has surely got the win from McShark, but will Jones be able to hold on to third from Leshiov? That is the question. Leshiov coming through, trying to get ahead of the female. Can Leshiov make the move? Looks too far back from here. But never say never. Won't happen there. Leshiov's got a really nice run on Jones, but can they make the move? They got the perfect opportunity here. Go to the inside, but won't do it. Ardvinson is also in the pits, so only 13 drivers have remained without a DNF or a pit stop this race. 2-1, so time is up. So this will be the final lap, confirmed. Jones now hugely under pressure, but Leshiov refuses to make a move. Has kept it together, but didn't look ideal. And Jones has got away. So that surely means Jones will hold on to third. But we're going to go back to the lead, where Catil, after dominating the majority of this race, is going to come through and grab the win in the first round of the season at Essington. McShark will end up second. Jones completes the podium ahead of Leshiov in fourth. Fifth place, and that's going to be the other Jones of Jack. He'll cross the line, racing in fifth. Watson will be sixth, then Camille. Eighth place across the line will be Galeno. Well, Parts across the line, he's a lap down. He'll end up 18th of 19 finishers. Boetze crosses the line in 9th. Staufhaus completes out the top 10. Powell 11th. Montcalm will just hold on to 12th ahead of Mariam. And then we'll wait for the pit-started people. So, Gamaywes, who's a lap down, he'll cross the line P19. And then you'll see Amari coming through. He'll finish up 14th. And then Dos Santos will come through. He is 15th. With Lemons, who his race fell apart, and Ardvinson in the end retired. So that's the end of that, and we'll see you next weekend.